Hey booktubers, it's Ashley at Bookish Realm. As you can hear, my voice is pretty much going like bleh, completely gone. I did not feel well yesterday, and I'm still not really feeling well today. But I really wanted to shoot this video as it is my TBR Takedown TBR, and the readathon starts tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and show you guys what books I will be reading. TBR Takedown is hosted by Shannon over at Leading Lights. I will link her channel below. If you haven't checked out her channel, please do. She has a great channel, wonderful personality, and she is the host. She does this usually as a weekly readathon, but she decided to do a smaller readathon that's only going to last over the course of 3 days. So it's called TBR Takedown 3.5. So the readathon will take place April 8th through the 10th. Today's the 7th, so that means the readathon starts tomorrow and lasts all the way through the weekend. Now with this readathon, there are 4 distinct challenges. The first challenge is to read a standalone. The second challenge is to read a book from your most recent haul. The third challenge is to catch up on a series, and the fourth challenge is to read a book that's been on your TBR for over a year or something that's been on your shelf for a longer period of time. So I have a stack of books over here that I'm going to get to, and I don't expect to necessarily finish all of these books during the course of the weekend, but I do want to make a lot of progress in these books. And what's great about TBR Takedown, it is such a relaxed and laid back environment, so you don't really have to feel too pressured to finish everything that you have. The book that I will be reading that has been on my TBR for over a year is Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen. I actually have quite a few Sarah Dessen books that I've had on my bookshelves for a while now that I have not read, and this is the one that was on there probably the longest. I remember getting this over a year ago at a thrift store for like 75 cents, and I still have not picked it up. It is quite small, and I have read a Sarah Dessen book before, and I know that they read rather quickly, so I'm definitely excited to pick this up. So Keeping the Moon is about this girl named Kali who starts off as an overweight girl. She didn't fit in because she was overweight. Then she ended up losing weight, and then she still doesn't fit in because of certain reputation aspects. She ends up moving to live with her eccentric aunt, and in the process she grows as an individual. She meets new people and makes new friends, so it seems like it is a coming of age story. So really excited to pick this up this weekend. The next 2 books that I will be picking up are part of my most recent haul, and it is Food Wars Volume 9 and Food Wars Volume 10. I just recently finished Volume 8 this week, and I know that Volume 11 just came out a couple days ago, so I probably will be picking that up soon. But these are the most recent volumes that I purchased, and I'm extremely excited to read it. If you guys didn't know, which you probably should you should know by now because I talk about Food Wars so much on my channel. Food Wars is kind of like a Iron Chef meets this crazy competition elite school type thing. Basically it takes place with this main character named Soma, and Soma is sent to this Japanese culinary school where only 10% of the students graduate by the time that they become 4th year students, and it is extremely intense. They have competitions. I just finished up the arc where they were competing to have the top, I believe, 8 positions in the fall classics, and I'm now in the spot where they're doing the quarterfinals. So it has been a wonderful journey, and I cannot wait to get to these 2 volumes. The next book that I will be reading is More of Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. You guys know that I have really been reading this since January, and I'm not rushing to finish it. I know a lot of people are like, well, you've been reading this for so long, why aren't you finished yet? Because I really am taking my time with this book, and I'm learning to appreciate it. It is a translation from Russian literature, so sometimes it is a little bit difficult to understand, but I am slowly making my way through it. I am currently 423 pages in, which puts me at 50% on Goodreads. So I've made it halfway through this book. During the readathon, I'm hoping to get at least another maybe 150 to 200 pages read. I know that seems like kind of an ambitious goal, but once I really get absorbed in this book, it typically goes by fast. And if you guys didn't know, Anna Karenina is a famous piece of Russian literature that kind of encompasses a little bit of everything. Romance, adultery, politics, pastimes, and hobbies like mowing. And if you've read Anna Karenina, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And also social aspects, what people do for fun, how they interact with each other. It is a very detailed book, and I am really enjoying it. I'm in a section now where I'm really surprised about the way some main characters are interacting, especially Anna, who I did like in the beginning, but I think I'm kind of growing to dislike. She's gotten a little bit annoying, but I will let you guys know how far I make it in this book. And the last book that I have on my TBR for TBR Takedown is going to be Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. This is going to count as my catching up on a series. As you guys can see, I have already started it. I am currently 189 pages in, and it's actually amazing. I'm loving it. I had to actually write down all the things about allomancy so I wouldn't get them confused. I know it's in the back of the book, but I like reading and actually having my own personal chart and being able to reference back and forth exactly what I've been reading. It is a very fast-paced book. It's extremely accessible. Brandon Sanderson writes in a way that allows readers to get a very in-depth exploration of his world, but not so it's so complex that you don't understand it, and I actually really do appreciate that about him. Mistborn is the first book in the first Mistborn trilogy. Of course, you know, there are going to be a few Mistborn sets of trilogies, and it has to do with this main character by the name of Vin, and she's living in a world now that is basically ruled by the Lord Ruler, and he is just it's not a pleasant place to be in, especially if you are I think it's called Ska, S-K-A-A. I never know if I'm saying that right. That means you are of the peasant class, and you really don't have much to look forward to in life unless you are of a noble bloodline or you are of nobility in any sense. And of course, it has some political intrigue, some heist aspects, and the world or the magic system of the world is called allomancy, in which people absorb metals, and these metals give them special powers. Like if you absorb pewter, that gives you invincibility, it makes you stronger. So really interesesting magic system. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I'll finish this weekend, but I'm really hoping to take a serious chunk out of this book as well. Alright guys, so that is it for my TBR Takedown 3.5 TBR. If you guys are participating, please let me know what you'll be reading, or link your video to your TBR in the comments below. As always, I love hearing from you guys. I try to upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I just missed yesterday because I just did not have a good day at all yesterday. But I love hearing from you guys. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from me, make sure you click the subscribe button. And as always, hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.